Let's see how to create a web or app design. Starting with Adobe Spark. Spark Page is a web page creator that gives you a platform to share text, images, and videos on a full screen scale to give readers an in-depth experience to scroll through your slides anywhere and anytime. From there, move into Adobe XD to design and create a working prototype of your app or web design that you can share with others. Learn the basics of creating a web and app design prototype with interactivity and sharing features to share it with others as a web link or even native file. So let's start our web page design with Adobe Spark. With Adobe Spark, you can easily create a single web page. Now, there are tons of possible uses for students of all ages, maybe to tell the story of me, or to showcase class work, what you did on vacation, or even for reports. You can see a final project in the form of a Spark web page here, and this lesson is based on a lesson found on edx.adobe.com. Now, to jumpstart your project, you can start from one of the many templates available, or you can start from scratch. Now, after selecting the web page option, you'll be taken to your page. Here you can start adding your own content. Now, for this web page project, we'll create a Story of Me web page. To start, you can add a title and subtitle to your page. You can then add an image in the background by clicking the photo button down here. Now, you can use your own images, or you can search through free Creative Commons licensed images. There. Now, scrolling down the page, you can then start to add the rest of the content to your page. So from individual images that appear in a number of ways, to buttons in social video, to text, to a split layout, and more. To start, add what you need, like maybe some introductory text. After you add your text, you have some simple formatting options you can see here. I'm going to add a little bit more text here, maybe some of the favorite things I like to do. I'll list a few of those things, and you can see that I can make these bullet or numbered lists. Now, the next thing I might add is a grid of images to show some of these. So tapping the plus here, you can select Photo Grid. Once again, you can use your own images or search through free Creative Commons licensed images. After you find some and you add them, they can be reordered, and one can actually even be made larger like this. Okay, I like that. So I'll save it, and we can start to add a few more sections. So just watch as I run through a few. I'll add a split layout here, which means that I can add image on one side and maybe text on the other. So I'll click here and add an image. There we go. And on the other side, I'll just add a little bit of text. Now, there are a lot of things we can do in here, some really cool things as well. But Spark Page actually comes preloaded with themes that control the overall look and feel of your page. Up here, you can choose one, and it affects the text and the colors throughout the design. Now, with Spark, you can also add different branding to your projects as well. Maybe school colors or a logo. On the Spark website up here, you can go to your branding section and you can create a new brand, maybe even uploading a logo, adding some colors and fonts that you want to use. I'll choose one I've already created, and Spark will automatically place the logo and the name in the page so your brand follows you through your different projects. Now, once you've finished with your web page, you can quickly preview it and scroll through it to see how it looks. Once you exit out of the preview, you can also print your page to a PDF or even a printer, or publish and copy the link to share it over the web. You can even invite others to edit the document here. That way, you can currently edit as a tag team, and only the owner can publish or update a link. For students that want to take that next step into creating web or app designs, Adobe XD is the go-to app for creating and sharing designs for websites, mobile apps, voice interfaces, games, and a lot more. Now, in this example you see here, I created a web design for a portfolio site. Know that in XD, you create a design and a working prototype, which involves interactivity and is meant to give somebody an idea of what the final product will look like. You can also create multiple screen sizes for your responsive site design, and XD will help resize content for you. Now, XD is not meant to create the actual website or the working app or whatever it is you're creating. It's meant for the design and prototype testing and preview of whatever you're creating. All right, we start by choosing a page size, like a web page, to design a website, and then we can get started. Once XD opens, each web page, like you see here, or screen in an app is called an artboard. Now you can select the artboard by the name, and you can add a grid to design to, since web design usually follows a column grid layout like you see here. You can even change the color so it's not quite as noticeable. Okay, to add some more pages, you can select the artboard tool over here in the toolbar and click as many times as you need to make some more. With a series of artboards or pages ready to add content, you can start with the first page and add your content to your homepage design. Now I'll create the content for the first page, and you can use what you learn to create the rest. We'll start by adding a few images. If you go out to your hard drive and open a folder full of images, or maybe you only have one image, you can show XD in the background and drag those selected images into your design. You can then drag the embedded images around and resize them as you need. So sort of like this. I'll move some things around here. We'll make a header up here, and I'll add another image for a page down here. Now, if you don't have a picture yet, you can even draw placeholder shapes. The shapes and drawing tools in here allow you to do a lot of different things, including icons, shapes, etc. So I'll select the ellipse tool and draw a circle. Later, when you have an image, like let's say that this is going to be somebody's profile picture, you can open a folder and drag an image into the shape to mask or hide parts of the image. Now you can start to add some text. So select the type tool in the toolbar and drag to make a text box and type in your text. You can copy-paste text from other places. You can place text files. There are a lot of ways to get your text in here. Now to move the text and change its formatting, select the selection tool here, this black arrow. And in the property inspector, you should see the text formatting, like font here and size here. You could select individual words or paragraphs to format with the type tool, but I think this looks pretty good right now. All right, now I can drag some of this content into place, and we can start to see the first page taking shape here. I might add some more text up here. Maybe draw a shape to make a button, add text on top of that. And the portfolio is starting to come together. You can now use some of these pieces that you learned and start to add some similar content to the other pages you see here. Okay, with the design content underway, you can also add interactivity to the document by going to prototype mode up here. There are a lot of great ways to add interactivity to your design to give users a more interactive experience. Now, this can be to show someone how interactivity will work in a final product, or in the case of a portfolio, allow users to interact with your portfolio. For instance, to make a simple link, you can select an object and then drag this little handle to the artboard you want to link to. Then you can set up some options over here. And there are a lot of great interactive options here. I'll keep it simple. And you can test out your link by clicking on the preview button up here, coming to the preview window, and clicking to test it out. Now, there are a lot of different types of interactivity possible. To get a sense for what there is, you can check out the XD resources page, and you can download this XD file and start clicking on content in prototype mode to see how they connected things. All right, to share our portfolio with others for review or to present it, you can share your XD file via the cloud here, and even share a published URL as well. Clicking share, on the right over here, you can choose why you're sharing the prototype. Maybe to present it, like your portfolio. You have access to settings like making it so people have to supply a password to view it, and others. Once you publish it, you can then share the link with others, and they'll get a URL they can view in their browser. Know that you can always make changes after the fact and update the link you shared or even make a new one. Creating a web or app design can be done no matter what grade or experience level using different Adobe tools. As students progress through their Learn journey, they can master their web or app design skills from Adobe Spark to Adobe XD. For K-12 projects that make distance learning engaging, visit the edX.adobe.com website.